last lecture, we covered the flowchart and we have introduced conditional boxes. If you remember, a conditional box has a condition, and if the condition is true, it takes one side, and if it is false, it takes the other side. Today, we would like to show you how to implement conditional boxes in flowcharts, or just in general, if we have a condition, how we can implement it in Java. I would like to discuss first with you the following before we go into details on how to represent conditions in Java. Now in mathematics, suppose that x is equal to 3. Now when we write x is greater than or equal to 3, now what does it mean? It means here you are comparing. And if you are comparing x with a 3, this symbol tells me that if x is greater than or equal to 3, then the answer is true. If x is not greater than or equal to 3, then it is not true. Now, this symbol I'm using here, it tells me equal. So how do we express this symbol in English? We say from left, greater than or equal to 3. And as you notice now, since x is equal to 3 and the condition says that x is greater than or equal to 3, then the answer will be true. So an answer for this will be either true or false. So if x is equal to 3, the answer will be correct and it is true. What if the value is not equal to 3? Suppose it is equal, for example, 2. Then 2 is not greater than or equal to 3. The answer will be false. So it depends on what is the value of x. In mathematics, we call this equation inequality, mutabayina. Now when we convert it into Java, it will have different name. Now how to convert inequalities into Java? In Java, this is in math. So in math, it is called inequality. Now in Java language, it is called logical expression. عبارة منطقيا. Logical because it has an answer either true or false. Expression because it involves numbers, variables, and it could involve sometimes a plus, minus, and etc. So how do we represent logical expressions in Java? Of course, we cannot have on the keyboard this symbol, so we should know how to write it in Java. We will take some examples. If we write in mathematics, for example, x greater than or equal to 3. Now how to convert it into Java? This is math and this is in Java. Now on the keyboard we have the symbol greater than, but we don't have on the keyboard the symbol for greater than or equal. So in this case we have to use two characters, harfain. One will be greater than, the other one, how do you read it from left? Greater than or equal. So this is a greater than and you put equal in front of it and you write a 3. No space here. So you should not leave a space between these two characters. You should not leave a space between these two characters. Otherwise, you will have a syntax error. Sometimes you express the logical expression by using negation. For example, sometimes we say in mathematics, we say not greater than 3. So how do we write it in mathematics? Not greater than 3. In mathematics, we write x, or let me just put the symbol, x is not greater than 3. So we write in mathematics x greater than 3 and we put this inclined line, it says not. So this is how we read it in mathematics. We say not. You know that there is an equivalent way of telling this. If it is not greater than, then we can say it is less than or equal to 3. So both are equivalent, but they are written in a different way. In Java, how we write this in Java? Now in Java, if you want to implement this, you write x greater than 3, you open brackets, and you put in front of it the exclamation mark. Now for this exclamation mark, you pronounce it as not. And of course, equivalently, if you want to write the one on the right hand side, this is equivalent, you can write x less than or equal to 3. So now what we have learned now, if we have less than or equal, we should use equal after the symbol greater or less than, like in here. And if we have not, then you can use the exclamation mark for not. We have not equal. So if you say x not, oh sorry, this is in Java. In mathematics, if you say x is not equal to 0, this is in math. But on the computer, we don't have this symbol. So we have to use other symbols. So this is how you write it in Java. You write x and you put not and you put equal in front of it and you write 0. As we said before, that this symbol, you pronounce it as not. So you say not. So here you say not equal to 0. This is just an introduction on the difference between inequalities and logical expression. Now, if we go over the slides, this is an explanation of some terms in Java. It says in Java a condition, and you remember what is a condition when we covered it in flowchart in a conditional box. A condition is represented by logical expression. There is another word for the condition, it is called Boolean expression. So when we say logical expression or when we say Boolean expression, both have the same meaning. It means an expression that gives you either true or false. In mathematics, it is inequality. An expression that has a value of either true or false is called logical Boolean expression, as we have said earlier. This is a table below now. It shows you how to write in Java if you have an inequality like those, or if you have a condition that consists of equal and not equal. This is the column for the symbols that are used in math for inequalities, and here we have this column for how to represent it in Java. For equal here, if you want to check whether a number is equal to, or if you want to check a variable whether it's equal to a certain number or not, we use equal. Like an example, how to check x is equal to 3. So if you write x is equal to 3 using this symbol, then the compiler will give you an error because it tells you that this equal is already used for saving. If you remember saving, when you write equal, the expression on the right hand side is saved to the left hand side. So we cannot use equal for testing whether a variable is equal to a certain constant or not. So we have to use double. So if you want to check for equality, you check for double. Here are some examples. If you want to say that day is, for example, greater than or equal to 1. So this is how you write greater than equal to 1, greater than 0, less than equal to 0, less than, not equal, and equal, equal. This is about conditions. Now suppose we have two conditions like in our previous example on a flowchart. When we say age is greater than 5 and height is greater than 120. So we are using and here. So if we have two conditions, we can combine them together by using two logical operators. As an example, if I have a condition, let's say for example, I have x greater than or equal to 3 and y is greater than or equal to 7. So here they are combined by and. Now if I put x is equal to 3 and x I put equal, y equal to 0. Then what will be the result of this expression? Now x is equal to 3, then this is going to be true. Now y is equal to 0, 0 is not greater than 7, so it will be false. So when we put and between them, then what will be the answer? Or we can combine them by using OR, and in this case we will have the same results. This will be true and this will be false, and the question is, what will be the answer if we have OR and we have a true or false? What will be the answer? If we go back to slide number 2, here it explains to you what you do for logical, if you have what you do if you have more than one condition. You will use and or. This is how we pronounce it in English. And in Java we will use double ampersand and double vertical line. So this will be used for and this will be used for or. Now this symbol we have already explained it before. It means not. So in mathematics, if I want to say age is not less than or equal to 13, so we write age less than 13 and we put not in front of it. And where we use and, sometimes in mathematics we have an interval. So month is now bounded between 1 and 12. Now in Java we cannot write just one variable if we have an interval like this one in mathematics. What I mean by this, if I go back to my notes, if we write 1 is less than or equal to month, less than or equal to 12. Here this expression is in fact consists of two separate conditions. The first condition is this part, the second condition is this part. So this is the second part and this is the first part. So what is the first part? You can put the variable first. You can say that this is month greater than or equal to 1. And what about the other condition? The other condition will be month less than or equal to 12. So they are two conditions. Whenever you write two conditions as an interval like in mathematics, then in between them we have and. So here we have and now if I want to convert this into Java, then in Java we say month greater than equal to 1, we put brackets, and month less than or equal to 12. And this is how we do it, okay, in Java. So I will write a note now, this is in Java. This is just one remark. If you have an interval in mathematics and you would like to express it in Java, don't forget to put and between these two conditions. So if we have two conditions combined by and or combined by or, how to find the answer? This table shows you the answer. For and, if both conditions are true, then the answer will be true. I'm using 1 for true and 0 for false. Otherwise, any other combination, the answer will be always false. Now for or, if any of the conditions is true, then the answer is true. Only one case it is false, if both conditions are false. But this or is a little bit different than or we use in our language. If I say, for example, I'm going to give you a quiz today or next lecture. Now, if I give you two quizzes today and next lecture, you will not accept it. Why? Because in your mind, when I said or, it means there is a choice. I have to select one of them. This or is a little bit different than or we use in logic. So in logic, for or, it is acceptable that both are correct. So if both of them are correct, the answer is correct. Here are some examples for characters. The first one, test for a character if it is a small letter or capital letter. And when we know that the character is a small letter or capital letter, if it is bounded between small letter A and capital letter Z. So we use and. Greater than or equal to A. So here it will compare the ASCII code for CH or the Unicode. Now, what if I want to check for a character? It is a letter. It doesn't matter if it is a small letter or capital letter. So we check if it is a small letter or capital letter. So we are using or. So either it is a small letter or capital letter. For some programs, when we ask for the user to enter a character, we don't want to enforce the user to type this character in a certain case, uppercase or lowercase. We want to make it both acceptable. If I want to read the radius from the user and I say, please press R for radius or press D for diameter. If the user presses R, small letter or capital letter, should be accepted. So how to test for this? This is the condition is used for such purpose. If I want to check if the character CH has inside it a small letter A or capital letter A, we use OR and we use equal to test for both of them. So this is a quick introduction about conditions and how to represent conditions in Java and what does it mean by a logical expression and how to combine two conditions together by using and OR.